Got a lot of people coming over here.
Your primary objective is to kill them all.
Give me somebody who can fucking pop the head off.
Supply box marked. Secure the package.
Oh, cool. A plate.
So yeah, I think I need, what I really need to get used to is I'm so used to playing like hardcore and stuff in normal multiplayer that I need to get used to that time to kill for.
Contract updated. New objective identified.
Tell if that's you running around, or somebody at the back.
That's me. I'm not. I stand up and run a lot, so.
I need sniper ammo, please, game. There we go. Walk right by.
Don't you love that?
Next objective located.
Let's put an ammo reserve down if you guys want it. That way you can get packs at the back.
Yeah, a guy in my stream says, "Oh wow, you got 20 frames a second." It's like bullshit. The game. I don't know what that's telling you. It doesn't feel like 20 frames to me. But what do you expect from in-game fucking stuff?
Man, fucking Chance ran off.
Supply box is located.
They're fucking looting and shooting. Watch a second. I fucking go to find Chance and I'm gonna pop in the face.
Is that you running around below me?
Yeah. And what
Look
the
at that
fuck
buy
is that?
station right there in your loadout.
Yep. Oh, my fucking game just stuttered. Awesome. Thank you, 2080 Ti.
Well, that's why I'm saying like my frame shouldn't be 20 frames per second or 24 because I got a 2060 graphics card and there's no way I don't even have everything jacked up to full in game.
Yeah.
So
Losing ground. Enemy UAV overhead.
We got plates up here if anybody needs them.
Enemies in the area.
That is not what I meant to do, and I don't know why it was saying that.
yeah, I'll take that epic assault rifle. We want to get a loadout.
Yeah, fuck it. I'll go grab it. I hate this one area because this is where 90% of my engagements take place.
We're in the safe zone. Watch for enemy.
Yeah, safe zone my ass.
Oh, I need 10 cam, an idiot.
Buy UAV. How about that?
I'm gonna grab a UAV right now, and I'm out of money.
Friendly loadout drop on the way.
Hey,
Another
please
plate
don't.
set here.
Body armor here.
I don't really need it, but.
Somebody shooting at us? Somebody shooting at us?
So I got UAV?
Vehicle? Okay. They're good.
Pop UAV.
Yeah. Anybody got one?
You want a UAV?
Ground to actual.
No,
Request flyover.
UAV.
I can go grab one. You want me to go grab one?
I just threw one out.
Superstore got a bunch.
Enemy UAV overhead.
Those guys are on the edge of the fucking. They're all the way down there.
You want to go to the superstore?
Sure. What's the stats and gas?
Be advised, UAV is bingo fuel. RTB for resupply.
Jeez, that was a quick UAV. Holy shit.
Guy apparently on our left somewhere.
Needs to get logged in.
Is there a guy in this fucking garage up here or something? I saw a red dot.
No, one of them was a good logger.
Any better, Podge? He's saying I'm like running at 20 frames a second. Oh, if he's looking at, hey Podge, if you're looking at my in, if you, oh, God, say what you're gonna say.
Nah, I don't know where he went
Oh, that was a decent amount of money. Here's some more. I'm sorry, waitresses and waiters, I'm taking your tips. Fuck it. Alright.
Enemy team is tracking your position.
Oh, wonderful.
Oh shit, you
Parachute
guys.
in front of the fucking superstore.
I see him.
He's down. Team wiped.
There's one way off far in
One
the
in front of superstore right there.
Moving.
Yep, that was the one I was shooting at from long distance. I got an infrared.
Cracked.
I got an infrared.
Cracked at superstore.
Yep.
You got a buddy on the roof.
Down.
The guy at the. Watch out, guy at the front of the store.
I'm pushing.
Oh shit, sniper. Ooh.
Behind the car.
Friendly loadout drop on the way. Moving.
Down.
Getting armor on.
Oh, gas. Let him burn. Let him burn. He's smoking. He's coming out the side. The whole squad, right side.
Taking fire.
Team wipe.
Good work, guys. That wasn't me at all.
Hold on. I gotta run back in here real quick. See if I can find LMG ammo. I'm fucked. Actually, wait. Oh, I switched. Oh my god, I'm fucking hurt for ammo.
Don't tell me the game this crashed again. Oh, this fucking piece of shit thing.
I'm gonna go steal these guys' shit.
Yep, game this crashed. Fuck.
Yeah, I was gonna say crash for you.
Fuck this. I'm gonna play on Xbox. I'll be back in a bit.
Nah, man, that sounds good. Alright, let's go move toward the circle. I think it'll be the best thing for us to do.
Quiet, dog.
I'm on my way.
Shut up. You been out. I took her out for like a half-hour walk around the neighborhood.
Dude, that's nothing. My fucking German Shepherd won't even. I started taking him for longer walks, and now he won't even leave the fucking yard. I don't know what the fuck's wrong with him.
Oh, I used to take my lab with me, and she's part Shiloh Shepherd, which is like a type of German Shepherd. And I would walk, no joke, when I was living at my mother-in-law's, because they had trailheads and all kinds of stuff in upstate. So I would walk down to the trail, which was like 2.5, almost 3 miles to the trailhead, and then I'd walk up the mountain and do the paths around to the backside and come back down. And by the time I got back, it was like almost 8.5 miles.
Yeah,
And
my
I-
dog's got some like serious issues going on right now, and I don't know what it's from.
Oh,
Do we miss our free loadout?
all right. Let me see.
I just realized we didn't get our free loadout. That was weird.
All right.
Just glad we lasted this long. That
You-
fucking rush of that entire team out of Superstore when the smoke closed. Oh, behind us! Right there.
Yeah, let's move left and cut them off.
Any suggestions, guys? Any tips or tricks you can think of that would help me stop from crashing?
Yep, dude, behind me!
Oh,
Behind me!
sorry.
I'm dead. There's a whole team of snipers on the opposite side of the hill.
Yeah, I figured that. There's someone on this side too.
Yeah, right as we oh my god, sniper again in the gulag? Fuck you, dude.
Oh, all this.
Let's go.
Call of
Now, where the fuck are you? Trying to.
There's people up here on me. No way. Fuck him. He's almost dead.
I'm dead. It's over. See, I was afraid to land back on my old loadout and fucking,
You gotta be quick with it.
and get fucking sniped. But
He was on the hillside.
I need to fucking learn what the meta is in this fucking game.
Alright, Podge. I'm just trying to see what the settings are and see what this game, my system or this game's looking for recommended settings based on my operating, so it's going to take a minute. Sorry about that. If you're even still here.
And the fucking smoke's about to go in. Watch this fucking tree line. There's somebody to your right. Pick up all my shit. Pick it up. That's not my stuff, but okay. It's all your stuff, isn't it? Play of the fucking century. That fucking guy slow peaks fucking gulag. What a fucking idiot.
Alright. I'm going to try and launch the game. I'm doing all kinds of stuff to see if it's something with a compatibility issue with the game and my system.
Are your drivers updated?
Oh, fuck yeah, they are. I just download.
Yeah, I know.
Dude.
Mine crashes every fucking, like, 1 out of fucking 3 launches.
What kind of PC you running?
I'm running Intel.
What is it though?
It's an Intel i7 6-core. It's an older thing, but it's probably like a year and a half, 2 years old CPU. I think it's Gen 7.
How much RAM you running?
16 right now, but I'm gonna up it to 32 though.
Gen 7's not too bad. I think I was running Gen 6 right before right as this game came out, and then I did some major upgrades.
Ah, look at that. It says my off. Okay, get this. I ran the compatibility check through Windows. Your operating system is not supported. This can cause the game to run slow, and it may stop completely. Would you like more information on how to update your operating system? Fucking.
No, the irony of that, dude. You said slow, and it was like slow, and then back so hard.
Well, it was a test thing. That I was running, so it has to start the game. And I'm wondering if it's just not the hard drive so slow that maybe, because it's like a 5200K or 5600K. It's an old 1 terabyte, like, when they first came out type thing. It's a Toshiba, I believe.
You have a solid state on it?
I have solid states. I actually have 5 solid states, but they're all like 225 or less. Otherwise, I would run it on the solid state. Tomorrow, I am buying a 2 terabyte solid state off of Amazon, and it comes from the New Jersey warehouse, so it should be here by Friday at latest.
Right now, I'm rocking 3 M.2 fucking drives.
Are those the ones plugged directly into the board, or are you using SATA 6 or whatever this?
Yeah, SATA 6 was one of them, and then 2 plugged directly into the board.
Which means you're getting like read writes of like 2,500, 3 gigs roughly, depending on the thing. Some are lower, some are higher. But
Yeah.
I'm purposely buying a gaming 2 terabyte, and it's like $400 or $500. So,
I spent 3K on my PC, so
Oh man, you're finding all the money.
well, I bought. I no joke. I built this PC when I was still living at my mother-in-law's
Oh,
before
across the street.
me and my wife separated.
hang on,
And
Hold on, he's got a guy right in front of him.
yeah,
Oh, 2
sorry.
guys. Hey, no! Compromise! One dude down, his buddy's right around. To your right. Bang. Oh, right in front. You're fucked. To your right. Switch guns! Behind you. To your right. Oh man, dude, you're fucking. You had fucking a guy behind you coming. The door to your right opened up. Oh man, that was.
I got one of them bastards. I'm fixing to build me a second PC for streaming.
Well, I built this PC to stream with it because I've always built a strong enough system so I can stream and play the game at the same time, and that's why I got the i6, or I mean i7 6 core. You know what I mean? Because this thing will tackle it at like 4.2 megahertz or gigahertz if I pushed it. And I got everything brand new, and of course, solid states were from my older computer, my older gaming computer, but everything else brand new board as of 2 years ago, and it was the best one you could get on the market. It was like a $500 board.
I'm having issues streaming in Call of Duty because my stream is like it's choppy. For whatever fucking reason, Call of Duty stream is choppy as fuck. At times, it's real random.
Have you tried playing with like the bitrate or something?
I upped my bit rate to 6 megs per second, and it doesn't matter. My streaming software optimizes before you even start, and it'll re-optimize while the game's playing. If there's left bandwidth coming in, it'll slow it down so it doesn't lag me out. You know what I mean? Let's see. Update start menu. Update security settings. I'm just trying to do this quick hotfix and see if it helps. Settings. It's telling me pretty much check for Windows Update, and I just did an update. Last check today. You know what I mean? At 4:05 p.m. It says it needs to be a version 1800 or and 9 or newer.
What's your graphics?
I got a GeForce RTX 2060, 8 gig graphics card. So I got more than enough graphics. I just couldn't afford the 2080 at the time. Okay, it says I'm up to date with everything. So
Honestly, it sounds like a solid state thing or a random thing.
well, I checked my RAM, and I'm even with the game loaded, I'm running at 65% of my RAM. What it's doing is the game's amping up my CPU usage somewhere between 85 and 100%, which it shouldn't ever run that high. Before these stupid fucking updates, a couple yesterday or the day before, everything was cool. My CPU at most hit, I would say extreme 60%, even with my streaming app and everything open. Fucking ridiculous. Alright, so let's change those. Advanced settings, back that out.
What, is all your in-game settings they on low?
Yeah, practically. I've tried bumping them up, tried going lower, tried all kinds of stuff.
I play mine between low and normal.
Yeah, I'll check the settings real quick. Oh, okay. Oh, now it says incompatible thing fixed or whatever bullshit. Whatever.
Say it's fixed.
Yeah, well, it was because I did the diagnosis, like you know how you can right click on the
Yeah.
Modern Warfare, and I did a compatibility check, and it was telling me that my stuff might not be updated to the newest version of Windows type thing that it's currently running. And I got Windows Professional installed, so there's not so much bloatware on here or whatever. More or less meant for gaming, whatever one they
Yeah.
suggest. If it keeps happening, I'm just gonna fucking wipe this solid state I'm running on right now, and go reinstall. I got a USB.
Dude, it feels like I just walked in the door from being at work, and now I gotta fucking go to bed in 2 hours. God damn it, dude, I hate my job.
What do you do for work, if you don't mind me
I work in
asking?
cyber security in the defense industry. So
Nice. I got a background in that, but I'm doing something totally different.
yeah, I don't wanna do it anymore. Sitting at a desk. I used to be a firefighter and EMT, and sitting at a desk has really affected my health. I've gained like so much weight sitting at a desk, and I'm like, fuck this.
I feel
So
you.
you go to
I,
Yeah,
I
what you said?
I worked at a community house.
yeah,
I worked at a community house supporting people with mental
yep.
and disabilities. Like, you know
How
what I
long did
mean?
it take you to get it?
Yeah. How long?
How
What?
how long did it take you to get that?
My job or like my like background?
Did
Yeah,
you go to college
yeah.
for cybersecurity
I
or?
originally had my original degree is in criminal justice. My bachelor's is in security and risk analysis because I'd say it took me almost 3 years to get my bachelor's. So I didn't do a full 4, so I got it pretty quick. Honestly, I kind of regret spending my time on my criminal justice associate's degree, but I wanted to do law enforcement work out of college, and it's just there was nobody hiring, and there was a lot of layoffs, so I went back to school. So, um, however, in my job, they asked for my degree, and they asked that I graduated college, and then asked for no proof of my degree at all. So,
Wow.
there are some people that don't even have degrees. They all have certifications and whatnot, and that's what I recommend to most people. Get certifications,
Yeah.
see if you can get in some place,
Well, that's what you do.
and I hate and I hate degrees because literally it's just a piece of paper that gets you in the door, and that's the last you hear of it. I haven't done anything with my degree after getting it. It's just I'm in my job and they didn't ask for any proof.
Oh, well, because your certifications, right?
No, I came in with none and now I have some.
Oh, so the company paid for it or whatever.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
nice.
because some companies require it within 6 months, and technically, if they hire you and say you need it within 6 months, they have to pay for it. So,
Hmm.
but finding the time to do work and get trained to fucking get that cert, unless they do it on company time,
It's tough.
yeah. I've been trying to work from home a lot lately. We're not really supposed to, but because of COVID, we're allowed to. I try to get as much work as I can from home, but
Hmm.
my coworker that does like the same thing I do because my job requires 2 people because there's so much to it.
Right.
He just got promotion and so he's going to some supervisor role and I'm pretty much doing his entire job for him. So I don't look forward to going into work.
And where are you located? What state? Just curious.
I'm in Rhode Island, but I work out of Connecticut.
Oh, nice. My dad works in Connecticut. See, that's my problem. I went to school, got my degree, and then there was a bunch of bullshit. You know what I mean? Going on all these job interviews, and I ended up having to go to the field I am and up being upstate New York just because I couldn't find work. I was getting
Yeah.
beaten out. At that time, there was people with like 15 years of experience going up against me.
Yeah, they're entry. The one thing I hate about cybersecurity in general, and that's why I have my master's, so I'm going to focus more on digital forensics, is there are so many jobs in like the IT field that are like, oh, this is an entry level position, but we want you to have 3 to 5 years experience. I'm like, that's not entry level. I'm
No.
like, after 5 years, some of my guys that I know are senior grade fucking cybersecurity specialists.
Hmm.
That's not fucking. It's not fucking an entry level thing.
See, that's what I had to do is get my certification. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And I was actually going to pay for it out of my pocket, because I'm a disabled vet and certain certifications and stuff they will pay for since I'm a certain
Yeah, and
percent disabled. And I want to do that because I didn't finish my cybersecurity degree, but I finished all the core classes. All I had
yep.
was like 3 classes left to do of gen ed stuff. So literally, I have my bachelor's, just don't have the fucking paper. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's the same situation for my sister. So
Well, hell, I went to fire science school, and
yep.
I only need two genetic classes to get my associate's degree in fire science. To
Right.
be a fire marshal
Mhm.
or work for the state fire marshal's office. And I turned around and changed to cybersecurity,
Yeah.
and then
My
didn't even finish my degree. Changed to cybersecurity. Then left. Then left the fire service. Went into 911 communications. Now I'm working on business management.
yep.
Mhm.
It's so stupid.
Well, honestly, back in the day when my brothers went through, like, which wasn't too long ago, my brothers are like, maybe 7 to 10 years ahead of me. It seemed like a degree was way more important. Yes, they say they want it on it, but if you got, like you said, you got your certs, they'll say, fuck that. If you got your
You
certs,
can
well,
pretty much get whatever. Some companies just want you to have the degree in whatever, and then you can have the certs.
and the
It's just
certs don't
like
count as experience, because if you can pass that cert test, some of those bitches are hard.
yeah. See, I'm going through. I either want to transition back into emergency services because I hate sitting at a desk all day.
Right.
Um, or I want to get deeper into digital forensics, but digital forensics entry level certs are on average about like 3 to 7 grand a piece. It's
Oh yeah.
ridiculous
Oh, yeah.
because they fucking have it the whole fucking thing monopolized, and
Hmm.
so
And most people can't save that much money to just outright do it themselves. You know what I mean?
yeah.
I got one certification I'm working on right now. It takes a year to get. It's $1,500 just for that one cert.
What type of cert?
It's for it's for management for within communications.
Gotcha. So you got to do all the studying and coursework and all that bullshit, and just to
Yep.
be able to do it.
Just like I'm certified to be deployed with FEMA right now as a COML specialist to go set up radios and shit like that for natural disasters.
And that's got to pay you
I like
some.
911 systems and stuff.
Yeah, but that's got to pay some big bucks because you got that cert though. When they need to call you out, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
My buddy went into FEMA and he went to Cali to train and do all that shit. One of the buddies I used to work with, and he came home and he said it's fucking awesome. Fuck that place you work for now, because we're supporting people, individuals with learning disabilities and mental disorders and stuff like that at my old job. So, but the pay was horrible. Good work, rewarding work, but not worth it. Now I work for the state doing the same thing, making like 2.5 times the money I did, which is good.
Yeah,
But,
that's the only reason I really changed my path. I changed my path into cybersecurity for the money, and then now I'm going insane because I work in an office that's what's called a closed area. It's where we contain it's specialized areas for classified information
Yeah.
processing, and they have literally no windows and no air conditioning, and it drives me fucking insane.
oh, That sucks. And
It's like,
do you work on any of the server stuff? I mean, you got it with cybersecurity in some aspects, right? Or do you just
So
remote into them?
I'm a security officer, so I manage 1,700 people and 900 assets.
Oh, holy
I
shit.
have my own. I have my own network team. I have my own server team. So I have guys that just specialize in doing the whole network stuff. I have guys who specialize in doing firewall. I have guys who specialize in just doing the servers. I have guys who specialize in just doing the desktop deployment stuff. But yeah,
So, like,
there's 1,700 people under me
wow.
and 900 assets, and there's
If you
two of
don't
us
mind me
handling.
asking, how old are you? Because you kind of still sound pretty young. So,
I'm 26.
oh, wow. Congrats,
I am
dude.
the youngest. Yeah, I'm the youngest person handling my system currently in the history of the company that I work at.
Wow.
And because the guy who's supposed to, so our system, obviously, as you can tell, is so big for the DoD system that we handle. It's for the Navy
Mm-hmm.
directly. It supports them directly, and my pay comes from the Navy. Technically to my company, but it's from a contract number from the Navy.
So,
There's supposed to be two of us handling it all at all times, but my coworker comes in every day, and he fucking does like one small task, and that's his work for the day. So,
is that company that you're hiring? Because I need to get out of New York State and do shit.
actually, yeah, they are. They're hiring all the time.
My problem is I don't have any of my certs because I lost my passion in doing cybersecurity just because I couldn't get into that stuff, even entry level for the security stuff, even though I had some of the top guys in the industry that used to work for the DoD and other high ranking things, like big telecom companies making fucking 5, 6, 800K a year easy by themselves.
I have one kid though. He doesn't do any like classified stuff, but
And the funny thing is, I was in the Marine Corps, and I know it's probably lapsed, but I had my secret clearance anyways. So, and my buddy had to use me as a reference when he went into the Navy because he had to get top secret clearance. And he said,
yeah,
"I don't
that's the
know."
one thing they haven't turned over to me yet is my TS clearance. I'm supposed to have it per the requirements of the government, but I don't have it. So.
Oh yeah, so now my buddy told me with him getting top secret clearance because he worked on a missile ship and probably with nuclear weapons, obviously. Because he told me he was primarily in the skiff, if you know what that is. So it was crazy. And he told me based on that, the background check, he's like that automatically bumps you up to top secret if clearance, just because they had to go and they did the top secret background check on me too, because anyone that verifies that person, they're doing a deep dive on everything. So
yeah. I have a guy, yeah, like I said, a lot of people around me are admins, so are like fucking any type of administrator we have, whether is some type of like if they're a network admin or a desktop admin, our oversight agency states that they must have top secret at all times, even though we don't see anything above our like. We don't technically see anything secret above my clearance allows me to, and there are other things. See, that's the other thing is there's so many systems where I work that we all inside of our security department we cover each other. So I have to have access to certain systems that oh, I just ran into a guy in the middle of the air.
you know what's fucked up? My game this crashed. That's the first time it's crashed while it's ever loaded.
Oh, your game just crashed already?
Yeah, it's fucking weird. I turned all my visual settings down to low just to see what it would do, and it fucking crashes. I'm gonna. I already did that, and it took fucking like an hour. I honestly think the game is corrupted on my system, and the repair can't fix it, and it's not telling me. You know what I mean? It just passes, and it doesn't say that anything's wrong with it. You know what I mean?
We could. I don't know. That's weird.
And it's like I got a pretty good IT background. I grew up with computers. I've had to diagnose all my own shit because I purposely let viruses infect my system, and then I figured it out how to go from scratch and wipe them out. You know what I mean? That was me in the late '80s as a kid that was like 6 or 8 years old. And my
I'm a
dad.
guy that
Well,
has 20 years of experience as a complete fucking idiot that I have to yell at him every fucking day.
how? Okay, explain this idiocy. I need to know.
Everything we do. Is that where we're jumping?
No, it's not jumping. It's not jumping.
Every day, everything we do has some type of written procedure.
Mm-hmm.
Jumping. Um, everything we do has a written procedure, and somehow he still screws up something when the answers are all right in front of him. I had a kid. Speaking of idiots, I had a kid when I took my driver's test, or like the written driver's test years ago. I had a kid copy off somebody and fucking still fail.
Well, there's a reason why you don't copy off people. Because you're really
This guy, everything is wrong. Like everything he